Hello everyone, Hawaii Favo here. Coming up to the second half of July, and I wanted to do an update now that the new fish and corals are in and they've established themselves. We'll start off with fish first. I have two new additions, fish-wise. First one is this Helfrichi firefish. He came from Blue Zoo Aquatics. He was on sale with 25% off. And he's an absolute beauty of a fish. He arrived unfortunately with ick though, so I immediately quarantined him along with the other new arrival and treated with cupramine, and they were in quarantine for about 4 to 5 weeks, and there was no ill effect from the copper treatment to this guy. He ate the entire time like a pig, and he still continues to do so. So he's a real nice fish. Not something you see very often, but he's exactly what I was looking for so far as colors go and his behavior. The second fish that I added is this guy. He's a cherub angelfish, or a pygmy angelfish, and he's gonna hide out in the rocks, of course. He's left the corals alone, so no problems there whatsoever. I was mentally prepared to take him to the LFS down the road and sell him or trade him for some other livestock, but thankfully he's done really well. He's been a good citizen, and he also came from Blue Zoo Aquatics as well. So far as new corals go, we have a I want to say sun coral. Yeah, sun coral right here. Obviously it's middle of the day, so they're going to stay closed up, but at night, oh man, they are awesome. And they open up with these bright yellow arms. I mean, they are really nice. If any of you are unsure of what they look like, or you're new to the hobby, just Google sun corals, and these guys are amazing. I've read that they were kind of hard to keep. These guys so far have done really well. I feed them with my other corals once every 3 days, and I actually feed them my modified HPD recipe, and they seem to be doing really well. They've actually started opening up just a little bit earlier each evening, I've noticed, so I want to train them to open up during the day with the rest of the, like the rest of my corals start opening up. So we'll see. New coral here is a torch coral. This guy's been doing really well. I had the hammer coral, which, as some of you might know, didn't last very long. The torch coral has already outlasted the hammer coral already and is doing really well. Let's see, the Haitian anemone has finally settled on this spot here. He hasn't moved for about 3-4 weeks now. He's really happy there, and I'm glad that we finally got some stability with this guy. The rose bubble tip anemone, he's not really doing so well, I have to admit. He looks really small a lot of the time. He won't move from this spot. I feed him once every 3 days, again with the other corals, so I'm not really too sure what I can do, because if he won't move, he's pretty stuck in that rock there, so I think we're just going to have to wait and see how he does. The SPS coral is, it looked to me initially like it was starting to recover a little bit, but over the last few days I think I've just resigned to the fact that it's just not going to make it. It was originally up top here. It started bleaching out. I figured it was because the lights were too strong, so I moved him down here for now. It just seems to have slowed the bleaching out. But I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep him there. We'll see how he goes. I did alter my light schedule, but I'll go over that another time, to a less, I guess, harsh lighting schedule. And we'll see how he does. Some more zoanthids here. I picked these up from, and you can't really see them, I'm sorry, but there's a good mix of red and blue zoanthids. Those came from the Collector's Choice at Blue Zoo Aquatics. I wish the lights were a little bit better at least, but That was actually really cheap for these blue zoanthus. Typically blue zoanthus are very expensive, but these were not. They're around about $30–40 I think, so really happy with that. The leather, he is folded up because he kept falling off this rock and down here, so within the last 45 minutes, hour or so, I actually cemented him on, so he's not really happy right now, but he actually opens up pretty regularly now in the morning since I changed the lighting schedule. Expands out to probably 2 to 3 times the size that he is right now, and then he's like that all day, and then at night as the lights start dimming down, he starts shrinking in on himself for the night. So he's definitely got his routine. He's doing really well. I like the way how he looks, especially during the day, so I think really like the leather coral, even if he does look like a piece of chewing gum right now. I got these zoanthus. These are my first zoanthus from my LFS. They were $10, and I figured I'd just give them a try and see how they did. I'm trying them a little bit higher up on the rocks to give them a bit more of a blast of the lights, just to see how they do. The pink zoanthus that I had down here just died on me. They were good for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden they all started closing up and wouldn't open back up again, and then they just started disintegrating. So not a lot I could do about those. All the other zoanthus are doing really well, so I didn't lose too much sleep over it. Just, kind of annoying to lose a nice coral like that. So just as an experiment, I thought I'd get these for $10. I think it was actually $5. And just put them on there and see how they did a little bit higher up. So far so good. Duncan's doing really well. The additional heads on them are just exploding, and I know there are other types of Duncan corals out there that I think I'd quite like to get just to add to the mix. Mushrooms doing really well. The green ones have definitely grown since I've had them, and it does look as if one of them's actually splitting, which would be this guy here. I don't know if mushrooms split, but I'm definitely seeing a dividing line going down him. The purple mushroom came from Blue Zoo. That was really nice coral that they had. They didn't have many blue ones. Again, it came from the collector's choice, and a good price, so I just went for it because, again, they don't really have that many blue mushrooms, and when they do, they're very expensive. This collection of random mushrooms here is supposed to be a Tonga red pimple mushroom. They sent me this in its place, which is basically looks like mixed mushroom. We have a red, a purple, and some greens, and so I sent Blue Zoo Aquatics an email about it, and that was about 5 business days ago, and they still have yet to respond. Since that first email I sent to them, I actually lost one of the new fish that I'd ordered the day after it had arrived in the quarantine tank. So again, I sent them a follow-up email, and I still didn't receive any response from them. So I called them yesterday, which was a Friday, at 5:45 Pacific time, and I got a voicemail message saying that they were closed. I was calling outside of their normal business hours. Their normal business hours are 9 to 6 p.m. Pacific time, so I was calling within normal business hours, and they shut the phones off. So I wasn't too thrilled about that either. So I will wait until Monday, give them another day to respond to my emails, and if I don't hear back, then I'll give them a call on Tuesday and find out what the hell's going on. But I think I've been more than patient right now. After a week of not hearing from them regarding sending the wrong coral, replacing it, or being out of stock and sending the wrong coral, and then a fish dying in quarantine, I think they should be a little bit more responsive to emails and phone calls. So this is probably the first time I've had a bad experience with them. I guess in the long run, out of the 3-4 months that I've been ordering from them, it's not so bad. But you would have thought that after a week you would have got a response, but there we go. So I have a couple of fish in quarantine right now. One or two of them are very, very small, and the other one is not so small. Hoping they'll last. I'm treating with copper right now. There was no signs of ick, but I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to do it just in case because of the experience that I had with them last time. So they'll be out of there in about 3 weeks, I think, hopefully, if they make it through. I'm just a bit concerned about that first fish dying off for no real reason. Looking under the tank, you'll see the refugium has just gone crazy. The calopa's doing really well and is just basically taking over. And because of that, I'm also seeing definitely an increase in pods and amphipods and copepods and things like that, and just some nice little random pieces of, or nice little random living organisms in there. So really happy with how the refugium's doing. My nitrate is still below or on 0.25 parts per million, so really happy with how the refugium's working out in the Miracle Mud too. So not a lot to complain about in that respect. So that's it for right now, guys. Well, I guess we'll be back in August with another update. By that time, hopefully, I would have finished adding all my fish. I've only got a couple more to add. As I said, they're all reasonably small, with only one more coming in that's going to be the biggest of all of them, and he's only going to be about 4 inches, so we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.